Hey folks, welcome back to The Secret Place. I'm so glad you're here. This month marks 7 years recording The Secret Place, and I realize that I often come around to pointing out the brief and distracted and truncated way so many of us are communicating these days. And maybe it's too much, but it's where I study, it's where I research, it's where I teach, and it's where my passion is. Memes and reels, stickers and texts, they're all fun and great for a quick hello or a giggle. But I want to ask you, what are we missing? What are you missing? Well, I'll tell you one of the things we're missing in our humanness. One of the things we're missing is the sound of our voices. Especially now, as artificial intelligence programs so easily clone our voices, and so many, have you noticed this? So many human voices are being subbed out for the artificial. I'm really attentive to voice, so I usually hear it like right off the bat, and it just bothers me. So while it may be terribly convenient and save us time at work, it is a problem because voice is more than just a nice thing that we have. It's important, and let me tell you why. Here's a little excerpt from my book. You know how I usually hold up the book, right? Well, I'm looking at the screen now to reading it off. Despite the power of being present with one another, we may still find ourselves failing in our relationships if we take the power of voice for granted. We may be fully tuned in to a friend or a family member's message, but still miss the beauty of the sound of our loved one's voice. Sound powerfully conveys presence. That's what it is. That's what we're missing without the voice. Walter J. Ong is one of my favorite scholars, and he captures this in an anecdote he shares about what he calls the hunter and the buffalo. Some of you may know this. This is from Ong. He says, the hunter, remember, can see, touch, smell, and taste a buffalo when the buffalo is inert, even dead. If he hears a buffalo, it's a different matter. The buffalo is doing something. That's because sound signals the present use of power. Researchers sometimes say that primitive people naively associate words with power, but it's such scholars who I believe are naive. If you think of real words, of sounds, words are always an indication of power and use. Man, if that beast is making noise, move out of the way, right? It is alive. You won't find me around a buffalo like that. Sound brings something unique to the scene. Movement, action, even living power. Indeed, the power of the spoken word is vastly different from the written or the printed images. Now there's another thing. The other factor is that the voice flows from the breath of our mouth. We speak, and it comes out through our breath. Voice indicates life. So our current ability to detach voice from physical presence notwithstanding, hearing someone's voice in person is far different than hearing on the mobile phone or via video. You can still maybe tell that it's their voice and it's better than nothing, but it's not the same. Because calling from deep within one person into the depth of another, words more easily slip out without a filter, revealing really what's in our hearts. This makes spoken words, a powerful medium for healing, a powerful medium for comfort and nurture. But that power, the power of the spoken word, works just as intensely in harmful ways. When words of bitterness and hate are spoken, they often seem to cut much more deeply, don't they? Recently, a friend called me to ask for prayer and direction. She told me a story that tears started to flow. Her beautiful little 10-year-old child had been grappling with negative words spoken to her at school. Some of her classmates have been bullying her because her skin tone and her hair color are darker than most of her classmates in that state. "You're ugly," one boy yelled, "and you don't even know how to dress." Oh my gosh. Can you imagine that falling on the 9-year-old, the 10-year-old's ears? Words can hurt in any medium, but when they are written, they appear just a little less personal. The spoken word is personal. It's alive. The power is visceral. Let's continue to use our words both verbally and non-verbally to make a positive difference in our world, in our community, in our family, in our relationships, the lives of all those around us. I was with my friend this morning, Yvonne, who is such a blessing to me, and we were talking about this, about the importance of listening to a person, hearing them speak, speaking our words out to another, and really using our voices in our relationship. And I was telling her how one of the things that I've learned that has been life-giving over the years is instead of, and you've heard this before, if you've been around the secret place at all, you've heard this before, is when something comes that's annoying or startling or bothersome to you and someone is saying it, instead of reacting, just a gut reaction, we need to respond. We need to take a breath. I guess that's where that old axiom of, like count to 10 and take a breath, but we need to stop and take a breath and respond to what is said instead of just gut react. It's different. And she was saying something to me that she learned in Al-Anon, which has been life-giving for her. And the things she shares with me from the big book and from Al-Anon and AA in general are so powerful. I think that's one of the most significant, best nonprofits in this whole country, probably the world. But anyway, she was saying in response to what I said about reaction, she said, yeah, we say we have to think. I said, think? Of course we have to think. She goes, no, it's an acronym. And she said, think about the word. T, ask yourself, is it thoughtful? Is my response thoughtful? Is it H? Is it helpful? Is it important? That was the I. Is it necessary? And is it kind? Think. That's a quick, handy way to remember when you're with someone that, well, you might not be close to them. It might be a hater or someone who's just in road rage, or I saw someone doing that the other day. Oh my gosh, where you have to just kind of stay out of their way. But it could also be, and often is in our closest relationships, that the people we care about most are the most annoying to us. Do you think that's true? My husband and I know it's true. I can be so annoying to him. I know I can. He just finishes the dishwasher and loads them all in, and then an hour later finds a fork in the sink that I put there. Or, well, I won't go into the things that annoy me about him because I love him so much. But we can annoy each other. Friends can annoy each other. Siblings can annoy each other. Roommates can annoy each other. That's normal. That's human stuff. But we have a choice about how we want to respond. We don't have to have a gut reaction and end up saying something we don't mean or we wish we hadn't said. So let's use our voice. Let's use our voice well. Let's use it as the gift that it is. Let's use it, and I'm talking to myself here too, right? Let's use it to the glory of God. So glad you came by today. This is Stephanie Bennett. I'm here in the secret place talking about Psalm 91. That's where the secret place comes from. And I'm glad you've stopped by. Leave me a comment or a question or some insight that you had, or maybe some experience you had. Thanks. Have a great day.